And hello to all my Pisces friends, I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free Psychic Tarot reading for September 2023. Now today they have dialed up for my great Pisces a brand new spread that I'm just unveiling in September, and you guys are the only sign that got it. It is called Thirds. Thirds. In parentheses, BME, standing for beginning, middle, and end. This is the spread that I designed so Spirit can talk to you specifically about the middle of your month. If there's something major in the middle of, in this case, September for you, this is the spread they want to pull to talk about it. And that is what they wanted to do for you today, because I already have indicators in the cards that talk about beginning and end of the month, but nothing for the middle. So this spread was designed for that. And Spirit says, yep, that's what we want for Pisces, and you're the only ones that are getting it. And they want to do no extra at the end of your reading, no extra spread. And what that means is usually that they want you to focus on the main thing. The meat and potatoes, basically, my Pisces are in probably good shape, and they want to tell you something important that is happening in the middle, and that's what it's all about today. We're going to conclude your reading with the Rune Stone, and I got some new stuff I got to tell you about too that we're going through. We're going to do your moon cycles, of course, go through the brand new product in the shop, the new service. I got chemistry tracking for you at the end of your reading, talking about weak connections, talking about strong connections, what is going on with Pisces, who are you compatible with and not in the month of September. And then I'm ending your reading with something I call homily, which is like a little spiritual pep talk that I think you guys will enjoy and push through September in strength. So we're going to get started right now, guys. We got a lot to do, a lot to talk about. So the cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. This is my overhead view. I like to share my table with you. And here we go. These are my ritual cuts, cutting each deck into thirds, Pisces, and then I put it back together in a separate order. Satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Same procedure for personal private readings. And here we go with your thirds BME reading. We're going to start with beginning. Beginning is going to go right here. That's our first card. I'm actually going to pull all of them first. I'm going to kind of do this, the main theme first. So this is going to be the middle. And then this is going to be the end. Now we want to get more information on all these, especially this one, because it's a major arcana card. So I'm going to pull two more cards to describe it. There we go. This is a pip card, so it's only going to get one. Oh, but then it pulled a major behind it, so we're actually going to go one more with that. And then over here, this is a pip card, so that's also going to get one. But then we got a person card, so I just need to verify, is that a person or not? They say no. That's going to stay on the board, though, for us to talk about. So we have 3 cards for each, guys, and we do have some blockages across the whole thing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 9. Not enough to matter for the whole thing, and in case you can't see it, there's an attempt so you can. But don't worry, because I am going to move this around so you can see everything very clear. This is our only major card, so this is going to pull an Angel Oracle card right there, and that's going to be it. That's all the card work, except for checking that we got 2/3 blocked here. We got 2/3 blocked here. So just a couple discards to make sure it stays that way. Let's do this one first. Discard says, yes, we want this upright. The order has to stay the same. That is very important in tarot, but then that's done. And then down here, our discard says the same thing. So the Spirit wants this to be read nice, clear, and completely upright. So now I'm going to put everything back so I can see it as beginning, middle, and end. And I'm going to show you everything on the camera. Show you what we're working with up close and personal. There's your beginning, basically blocking this out, right? So there's your beginning. This is going to be the middle. This is what Spirit really wanted to do the spread about, to talk about what's in here, something important for my Pisces. And then we're ending with this down here, this third of the thirds. Let's get to work, Pisces. Let's do it. Let's see what they wanted to talk about so greatly for your reading tonight. Tonight, September. Here we go. Okay, so the first section here, and since it's a third of a reading, this is probably something like 10-ish days, about 10 days. The first 10 days of September are talking about Pisces are making major decisions. That seems to happen early in September, and I would encourage you to do such things too. If you have a major decision that needs to be made, it's better to make it early than late, guys. No reason to wait. Let's do it right now. They actually show you being more prosperous as a result of this. It's basically a woman holding coins, holding gold money, so what better omen can we have to start with than that? It says in the card, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Okay, so all good stuff in there. Very good. Now we have some, I did not catch this before, but I have a knight down here. Let me just make sure it's not a person. It is not. Okay, we're using energetic knight. So basically what they're saying here is that there's an inaction going on with money. it has to do with this decision more than likely that they're talking about early in your month. So there's something in action with it. So it might be saying, hey, don't spend the money right now. At least not these first 10 days. Maybe later. I'm looking ahead down here. They don't talk about money anywhere else. So maybe it's just for the whole month. But specifically, I feel like a lot of you are going to want to maybe spend some cash here early in September. And Spirit here is saying resist. Probably not a good idea to do it right now. Maybe October this changes and something gets better situation placed here for this. Now this can also be referring to what is occurring, like maybe some of your money moves have been stagnated or there's just not much going on with it. But if that's the case, it's probably for a reason, so I just leave it be that way. Now what they show next here is the Lover's card, which by itself is going to be very hard to read, especially in a general reading. I'm going to give you a couple different versions of what this can be, but remember that this is a general reading and that if you're looking for messages that are personal, private, and specific only to you, I do offer a big variety of different personalized readings on my website, scottsagent.com, all the way from small to full service, a little bit of something for everybody in there, and I encourage you to get a personal reading. Now, Lover's card in a general, it can mean that two entities that are working together. It doesn't necessarily need to be people, especially people that are in love. It's just two people or two things or two entities coming together working like a team, okay? So that is one version of this. The other one is that this can be like a relationship group working together toward this decision. So maybe this decision has something to do with the family. I would lean that way first. So there we go. There is your beginning of how the month starts out. As we get into the middle, which is smacking right into your new moon energy, I'm going to actually break away after I read this so you can pay attention to the moon cycles and what I talk about the new moon, because the new moon is featured and this spread features the middle, which happens to be where the new moon sits in September. So the first thing they want to talk about is good social camaraderie. This is a good time to do things with your friends, guys, to see family members, to go out and have a little bit of fun. It is very important to do that without going overboard, though. You don't want to have too much fun. You don't want to, the excess and the degradation part of it, we want to avoid. So basically they're saying you don't want no social life, but you don't want to be the party person who's coming home like forgetting the night every night either. You want to have a nice balance of fun in there. And that's what they show the middle of your month represents. You guys have good opportunities to make good memories and good fun with your people close to your heart is what comes up. So very nice energy to start with there. Now the next thing they show and they talk about is very, very fast change. Breakdown change. This can be a breakup, a shakeup, a makeup. It's basically my hurricane card. It's like a hurricane energy is what I describe it as, but it's my tower. It is my tower. So the tower has to come down so it can be built up differently. It shows the tower being struck by lightning and just representing quick changes happening for you in the middle of the month. So they want you in a good headspace. Well, I was going to say headspace, but really heart space before this comes. And that's what they talked about the social first. So I don't want you to fear this quick change or anything like that. It's nothing to be fearful of, but they want to bring it to your attention that there's going to be something happening there that happens rather quickly. And you don't really see this coming. You maybe even a little bit blindsided by it. But what happens afterwards is very, very good because basically this starts a new journey of some form for you. So this is something that like the slate is becoming brand new so that you can do something different. Maybe you can do something better. You can redo something, maybe for example, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but the example popping in my head is if you have you're cooking something on the oven, you leave it on too long and you start like a little kitchen fire, a little oven fire. Well, maybe it burns the wallpaper up a little bit, no big deal. You put it out before it gets out of control. But now you got, a little corner of your kitchen that needs a little bit of work. Okay, maybe now's a good time to redo the whole kitchen. Maybe it's time to paint everything. Maybe it's time to redo the baseboards or, redo the cabinets. That's just an example of how you can, bring something down so that you can make it better. And so basically that's what they show with ending with journey there is that this is a new journey. That is what it sets you on. So that is a very important middle for my Pisces. Now, before I get into the end, I do want to bring you those moon cycles to talk about that new moon. So we're going to cut away for that and kind of come back with your end of September. Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time and the moons for September are starting to calm down. September, October, through the rest of 2023, the moon cycles are a little bit more solemn. However, you can still use this energy, the full and the new moon, to implement positive change into your life, because after all, the moon does have a gravitational lock on this planet of ours, and it's strong enough to pull the water of Earth towards space. The water bulges, and that's what the tides do, moving in and out. And after all, aren't we mostly water as well? You think it has an effect on us? Absolutely it does. So here's what's going on. Linear speaking, the first thing that hits as we enter September, we're still dealing with full moon energy from August. Now, this is the best time to get stuff out of your life. I want to focus more on the full moon later in the month, but as we enter the month early, that's when most people are checking out these videos. So I'm letting you know that right now, it's a good time to break habits, a good time to get stuff out of your life. People wrap up projects, anything that's got to go. That is the energy of the full moon here early in September. Now, I want to focus on the new moon, because new moon September 14th, this is going to be significant just because I got something special to share about the new moon. I stumbled upon this a few months ago, and I was waiting for the right time to do it. And this is the moon cycle where I'm going to share it. This is from a very gnostic text. I forget which one it was. It might have been the book of Adam and Eve, one of these books that was held back from the Bible, from the Pope. And very interesting things, because all these events happen during the new moon. This goes back to the flood story, which is not just in biblical texts, but it's in a bunch of different religious texts. New moon, that was when Noah was commanded to make the ark. Happened on a new moon. And he entered in the ark, also on a new moon. New moon is when the water stopped. Of course, these are not sequential new moons. It's not just one after another, but these events happened under a new moon. Here's another one. The tops of the mountains were first seen under a new moon. The earth, like the bottom, the lower levels of the earth, became visible from the floods going down under a new moon. And finally, Noah went forth from the ark under, you guessed it, a new moon. So you think new moon's relevant? Or what else are they trying to tell us in that book? I would say it's quite important. So the new moon, best time to bring things into your life. Start something new. Start a new diet. Go for a new job. Try to get something new going in the work corner. Something new in the love corner. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're trying to implement into your life, the new moon brings in the manifest. So it's the best time to pray. If you're a prayer, or if you like to just manifest things with just meditation or whatever it is that you do, this is the best time, middle of the month, guys. And we get back into that full moon energy, like I told you, late in September. This is the key for getting things out. I know we talked about it being early in the month, but it happens stronger for September late. In fact, it's the 29th. So the very last few days of September are incredibly strong for getting things out of your life. Got something you got to sell, repurpose, finish up an old project, kick somebody out of your life, kick a bad habit. Doesn't matter what it is. That is full moon energy, guys. Use that to your benefit. And I also have a moon cycle cheat sheet that I always put on my website for you. It's there for free every single month. It's on my talking about page, stuff that I'm talking about. You can scroll down and see that moon cycle guide. It's a little visual aid just to help you understand how these energies move in and out. While you're there, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter as well. Give my newsletter people a couple great things every single year, usually in the terms of free readings, and also great promo codes. It's just one email that I send out every single month, so that is a no-brainer. Follow the Facebook page as well. That's for contests and giveaways, all kinds of great stuff on the channel. And before I let you go, I want to tell you about the brand new service on the website. It is called Pet Connect. By popular demand, people wanting to check in on their pets, see how they're doing. A little bit of profound stuff can be had in this way. I made this product very, very affordable. I want to make it super friendly so that anybody can check this out. I know I get asked all the time about pets. Are they in heaven? Can we check in on them? All this kind of stuff. Is it even possible? The short answer is yes. It is a complicated situation, but it can be done, and to the point where I've made a product to just deliver that service to my great clients. And that is available, scottsagent.com, launching on Labor Day, guys. Labor Day is the day for that. And when you see that launch on there will be a video that goes with it that talks all about it, shows you the ins and outs and how it works. So check that out as well. The gemstones in the shop are still buy one, get one with the free charm. Any gemstone purchase in the shop will come with a free charm as well as a free little bag. It's kind of like a buy one, get 3 items for free, and that is running through the end of the year, so that's worth checking out as well, guys. Let's get back to your reading. Okay, Pisces, the end of September, it is time for it. Now, the first thing they show is in September, a lot of you are letting something go. You are moving beyond something, leaving something behind you, and you're not looking back. You're not doing the over-the-shoulder look and looking back and see what this is. You're moving forward in strength and you are just moving toward a goal. You're moving toward a purpose. Maybe it's just the future, but you're not looking back on something. And this is something that was hard for you to maybe let go of too. And that's very interesting because we just got done talking about the full moon in there too. And that being the end of the month is the best time to get stuff out of your life, to let it go. So whether, it doesn't matter what this is, but this feels like it has a heart attachment to you. This is something that is not easy to let go of, but it's a great time to do it, Pisces. There is no better time. The time is now. So the next thing they show here is Queen of Swords coming up. This is not the person. This is an energy of nurturing your mindset. So it's saying like you really got to nurture your head up here late in September. And it's coming in good like you are. So I'm not worried about it, but they're saying you just got to make sure you're in a good headspace. Make sure you feel good about stuff up here. You're thinking clearly. You're seeing clearly. That's what helps you make good decisions, all that kind of stuff. Last thing they show here is a brand new love that comes in late in the month. This is going to be important for a few different things. One, if you're one of my single Pisces, the late in the month is the target, okay? Middle and the beginning, really nothing about, well, I guess the Lover's card happened on the first segment, but that was not new love. That's very different than new love. So new love is also fulfillment and good stuff overflowing everywhere. So this is a good way to end the month, really. And so anyway, for my singles, what I'm telling you is to pinpoint the end of the month, and that is a very strong time for everybody, for your heart. Okay, so even though you're leaving something behind you that was hard to do, it's being fulfilled. You're just in a really good spot when you do that. So that's a perfect way to conclude there. Now I'm going to get into your extra sections of your readings, and we're going to start with the Rune Stone. I like to pull the Rune Stone while I'm like looking at everything right in front of me. So I'm going to pull that right now. They're already mixed up. I'll give them one more swirl. And here we go, Rune Stone Pisces. There we go. I was looking for the mark on it. I couldn't find it. It's just one little line. This is the Rune Stone for stand still. Stand still. So sometimes less is more. We did talk about inaction in the beginning of the month with finances. Remember, sometimes you just gotta do a little pause. A little bit of patience involved in that too. Stand still for the middle of the month. You definitely got to stand still while the change is coming. When that hurricane energy sweeps through the middle of your month, when things are getting shaken up a little bit here, you definitely don't want to be moving around the country when there's a hurricane. You know what I mean? So take it easy, stand still. And then part 3, when we're getting into the end of your month, stand still is more about just, to me, I think just being in a good frame of mind. That is just the priority. You got to do it first. You got to stand still until you're good. So there you go. So you can see stand still through the different parts of the month. That's your Rune Stone. Let's get into chemistry tracking. Now, chemistry tracking is a brand new part of the reading that I'm doing here, and I'm not pulling cards for it. I did do the pulling cards for it earlier, but I basically just took notes. That'll save us a bunch of time. So we're just going to talk about it. So Pisces, I always like to give spirit an out. So if there's something they don't want to talk about, for example, they think you're going to look too deeply into this, or you're going to mess something up with, let's say you meet somebody who's like a Leo and they say, oh, you're not connected with Leos. Well, maybe they don't want you overthinking that right now. So they would just leave it blank. I give them an opportunity to do that. Now, they did not do that to you for a week. They want to let you know your weak connection, Pisces, your weak connection in the month of September. And keep in mind, this is going to change more than likely when we get into October. But for September, you guys are weakly connected to Aquarius. Aquarius, it's something's fluffed up in there. The energy is like mucked up. It's just, maybe I wouldn't say that it's good, like bad things are going to happen between you and an Aquarius, but there's certainly an air. There's something in the air that could, or there's something that is just off, okay? So it's just letting you know, different things. If you're a Pisces and you meet an Aquarius this month, I would say, probably not the way to go. But, maybe they're just referring to a boss of yours that's just going to be mean to you. Maybe they're talking about a friend of yours that you're going to disagree, get in a little small quarrel, something like that. So anyway, weak energy with Aquarius. Now for strong Pisces, this is where Spirit said, we're going to leave this one blank. We're not going to tell them who their strong connection is, and maybe that is just by deduction. Maybe you're just strong connected to everybody except Aquarius in September, right? So anyway, they left that one blank. So weak connection to Aquarius, take that for what it is, and strong connection to everybody else. So now let's get into your Well, it would be extra spread, but they didn't want to do extra spread, so they want you focused on your main three. It's just like they're just giving you a little bit here. Just give Pisces a little bit of this. The middle of the month, make sure they focus on that change, and they're good to go besides that. So we're just wrapping up, guys, with the homily. I'm going to cut away for the homily. This is a little spiritual pep talk that I think you guys will enjoy, and basically put a little bit of strength and courage into your September. Okay, guys, it is time for your homily, September 2023. The very first homily ever is being recorded right now. You are a part of history, guys. So the topic that I want to talk to you about today is a realization that I had at a water park last month, of all places. That's what kind of inspired me to tell you this story and kind of make this part of your extended reading. And I took my daughter on a small mini vacation to South Florida. That's kind of where this whole thing started. Went to a water park. It was very small, but very nice, very pleasurable. It had a little kids section, a couple larger slides for more of the adults. The kids love that too. And a lazy river, which of course everybody likes. And you know what a lazy river is more than likely. And if you don't, it's just a small little stream that current pushes you around, mostly in inner tubes. So this is where my story takes place that I wanted to share with you guys. I was going down the lazy river, and it was a small course. Maybe took you about 10-15 minutes to go around the whole thing. And they had some good water squirts that would happen. Sometimes it was like a waterfall where you just got penetrated by water, just that was like free falling. Other times it was pressurized, like more of like a squirt gun and like a spray, and just different kind of textures and varieties that you'd pass through and go under. And it was very nice. And I'd been through it a couple times, and my good friend took my daughter to go on the big slide. She wanted to go on the big slide, so I was in the lazy river by myself, and I'd already been around the course a couple times by this point, so I knew the course pretty well, at least I thought I did. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to try something a little different here. I'm sitting on this inner tube, going down a nice little current in a course. I decided to close my eyes and see what changed when I did so. Now, everything changed. First of all, your senses heighten. When you're looking like this, you're blindfolded, your hearing, especially there. Hearing was what's heightened the most for me. I was hearing that water coming way ahead of time, and I was apprehensive. I didn't know when it was coming. I just knew that it was. And I didn't know if I was going to be pushed into it or if I was going to be pushed around it, because there's kind of different ways you could go. And it just changes things when you don't see it. When you cannot see what's coming, it changes the way that your body reacts to it. It's just almost like a chemical reaction. You don't have a choice in the matter. It's just the way that it is. And it wasn't scary, but I could see for some people that it could be. And the only reason it wasn't scary is because I knew I was safe. If I was doing that like in an actual river, I would be a little scared, because I'd be wondering if that noise I'm hearing is actually like a waterfall or like a pretty big drop, or something dangerous was going to happen to me. Of course, it was a controlled environment, so it wasn't scary, but you still had the stress. You still had the apprehension and the nerves very heightened. So the realization that I ended up having, basically the moral of this whole story, is that it reminded me of people who do not seek any kind of spiritual progress with their daily path, their daily lives, tarot readings, a little bit of divination and forecasting, because that's what it does. It allows you to open your eyes to see the things that are coming. Most people are just driving blind. They're going through their entire lives like this. What I do, the ability to forecast and share my divination with you in this way, and with my personal private readings especially, you can look into all that stuff. You can see the things that are coming. You can plan and prepare a little bit for things. So it's not so scary. You don't have to be apprehensive about things. It gives you a calm, just knowing when things are coming and how you can align certain things to these occurrences that are in some ways going to come regardless. Sometimes you go around it. Sometimes you go through it. So that is your homily for September 23. Thank you so much for tuning into the readings. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have delivering it to you. I hope you have a great September. I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.